Today, we're going to talk about the first appearances and key issues for the greatest day of the week. New comic book day, June 1st, 2022. That and a whole lot more coming up next. I'm Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the Small Town Collectibles YouTube channel. So before we get into all the first appearances, the key issues, and all the cool covers coming out this week, I want to ask you, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscription button, turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put out new content, smash that like button, and make sure you leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about this video. Before I go any further, I do want to shout out my channel sponsors, That Spider-Man Booth, Street Level Hero LA, IRF Authentics, and Page 3 Game Zone. Of course, Street Level Hero LA and That Spider-Man Booth, everybody knows those guys. JPG McFly over there bringing the heat every week. Got a massive presence on Whatnot right now. Make sure you go over there and check those guys out. Also, of course, known for the mystery box 2.1 over on That Spider-Man Booth website and app. And Street Level Hero LA putting out fire covers every week. IRF Authentics, Ruben, the guys over there, if it isn't signed, it isn't complete. Love those guys. They just put out a secret drop mystery box that was nothing but art that, of course, was autographed. Very cool stuff coming out from those guys over there all the time, and they've got a presence on Whatnot now. Sell them every Sunday. Definitely go over, check out IRF Authentics. And then Page 3 Game Zone, that is my local LCS. They give away the books, or they provide the books that I give away every week on these videos. So let's jump into our covers this week. I only have one cover this week. It's really kind of a slow week overall for key issues, first appearances, that kind of thing. But there was only one cover that really stood out to me, and that is the Ghost Rider #3 variant by Peach Momoko. Now, I am not a big Peach Momoko fan per se. Some of her covers hit for me, some of them don't. But this one definitely hit for me. Absolutely love this Ghost Rider cover. Can't wait to pick this one up. All right, now let's jump over into our second prints. We've got a few this week, a couple from Boom, a couple from Marvel. First up from Boom, we've got Grimm #1, the Cover J second print by Flavino. Then we've got Vampire Slayer #1, the Cover I second print from Goni Montes. Now from Marvel, we've got What If Miles Morales #2, the Cover E second print by Sarah Pichelli, and X-Men 92 House of X C11 #1, Cover E second print by David Baldion. Now let's jump over into our key issues, and from DC we've got Action Comics Annual #1, The Origin of Mongol. In this book, if you're not reading Action Comics right now, it's the War World. Where Superman is off on Warworld fighting Mongol. It's absolutely phenomenal. Love that read. Batman #1. The solicitation mentions the evolution of Clown Hunter. Really have enjoyed Clown Hunter in the Batman series, so I'm definitely going to check that one out. Then we've got Justice League Road to Dark Crisis #1. Now this is a one-shot. It's 48 pages, and it's a prequel to the upcoming Dark Crisis event. Really excited about that. And then we've got Shadow War Omega #1, another one-shot from DC. Now, jump over to Marvel. We've got Carnage #3, where the solicitation asks what new and terrifying creature will emerge, resulting when Cletus rejects the Carnage symbiote. Then we've got Ghost Rider #3, where the solicitation mentions a nightmarish trucker who wants Ghost Rider dead. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a first appearance. Definitely be on the lookout for that character in that book, just in case it is. Then we've got King Conan #5, The Origin of Thoth Amon. Next up is Miles Morales, Spider-Man #38, where the Miles Morales clone, Salim, is the Emperor of an oppressive alternate reality. And then wrapping up Marvel is a facsimile, Moon Knight #1. This is the facsimile reprint of Moon Knight #1 from 1980. Definitely picking that up. I've said many times these facsimiles tend to gain value over time. Moon Knight, with the popularity of the Disney Plus show, I'm sure this one will as well. Now let's jump over into our indies. We start with Antarctic Press. We've got a one-shot from them, Black Ops Apocalypse Now #1. From Artist Elite Publishing, we've got Artist Elite Primer Red #1. This is also a one-shot. Then from AWA Upshot, a book I'm looking forward to, New Think #1. This is a 5-issue anthology series compared to the Netflix show Black Mirror. Next up, we've got Behemoth and Never Ender #1. Then we jump over to Sex Publishing. That's CEX Publishing, not SEX Publishing. Edgar Allan Poe, Conqueror Worm, #1. This is also a one-shot. Then from Coffin Comics, we've got Lady Death, Sacrificial Annihilation #1. From Dark Horse, we've got Cyberpunk 2077, Blackout #1. And then one of my favorite publishers, Image, we've got Closet #1, and this one is from James Tynion. A family moving across the country can't shake the weight of their past, while the youngest sees monsters in the bedroom closet that will not let them go. Looking forward to that one. I think that one will be a fun read. Next up, we've got Phalanx #1. This is a one-shot story to serve as a homage to the 90s era of Image Comics to recognize the company's 30th anniversary. Then finally from Image, we've got Super Freaks #1, another one-shot. This is a tribute to the Savage Dragon created by the host of the Savage Fincast podcast. Then from Scout Comics, we've got Triskeli #1. And then wrapping up our indie books this week is Xenoscope with Grim Spotlight Zodiac #1, another one-shot. A lot of one-shots out this week. Now let's jump into our first appearances. And from DC, we've got Batman #1, the annual, where we get the first appearance of Grey Wolf. Now over to Marvel, we have Avengers Forever #6, where we get the first appearance of Vibranium Man, aka Star Panther, which is T'Challa from a future where he never became Black Panther. And then wrapping up our first appearances this week is Miles Morales, Spider-Man #38, where we get the first appearance of Billy Morales as the Spider Smasher in an alternate reality. Alright guys, that is it for our first appearances, our key issues, our covers this week. As I said at the beginning of the video, kind of a light week, but this is my first video back in a month or so as I ran the campaign. I did not win. I actually finished third by like 5 votes. Like between me and the first place was 5 votes. Really enjoyed the process though. Definitely didn't discourage me from looking to do something like this in the future, but I am glad to be back getting content together for YouTube, get back to hanging out with you guys in the comic book community. Sorry that I disappeared for a little while, but I am back and will be putting out regular content from this point forward. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming over and hanging out with me on the channel this week. I will get back to doing the giveaways most likely next week. Just wanted to kind of get a video, kind of get started back. So be on the lookout for the giveaways firing back up next week from Page 3 Game Zone. And that's it. I hope you guys have the greatest new comic book day ever. I know I'm going to. As we always end these things, until next time.